My God, you fat entitled bastards, I am jacked.
Yes, we are jacked. For sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and come out and say this. This is going to go ahead and be our Not Your Mother's episode.
Not Your Mother's episode.
Yeah, because I already drank like 5 of these fucking things, and I was already pretty good to begin with. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's up, man?
What's going on?
It's me, the M.A. Double D, right?
The
Throwing it down
Double.
with my man Quincy.
The Quintuple Double.
So Chauncey, La Gargola,
Chauncey.
fucking Simple Jack last week. Just came back from seeing my kid. So I'm on vacation, so we're going a little wilding out.
Yeah.
It's probably going to get a lot worse tonight.
Probably going to be crazy.
I would say 8 out of 10 Matt mode.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. I'll give it a good 8 out of 10 tonight.
8 out of 10?
Just on the way that I feel coming out of the gate, I'm going to say some really fucked up shit.
Okay.
And mean most of it, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
Slaughterhouse 5 up in this bitch. So, here's I guess it's been a little while since we did our last episode. It's been harder to string them together because you want to try to like make the time to get extra fucked up and come out and like actually have content to talk about instead of be like, let's fucking haberdash a goddamn episode together.
Just mush some shit together.
I actually felt like this was cohesive. I'm going to fuck it all up, but I felt like this was a much more cohesive show that I actually put together today. We kind of brainstormed. We went to go see Guardians today. That was. I'll say this. I'll give you my 50-cent review. I would say loved it. Loved the movie. C-.
It's a C-.
Loved it. Like, great movie. Like,
whoa.
Inglourious Bastards. Fucking loved it. Everybody loved it, right? But Hateful Eight, everybody's like, no, it's really Tarantino-y, right? So, I still love that movie. It was a shit show of a movie. Like, it was a terrible movie. But I, like, personally, 10 out of 10. Actual movie-wise, like, 5 out of 10, maybe.
Hateful Eight?
Half the fucking movie is fucking stagecoach in the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
You're
like waiting, like, come on, Tarantino. Like, you have the stick, like, the meme with the stick guy poking shit, like, just poking Hateful Eight, like, do something.
Yeah. That's exactly how Hateful Eight started, though. I mean, like, nothing.
Not started, it was half the goddamn movie.
Wagging
now,
in
the last half of that movie was fucking worth the wait.
Yeah, it was.
Bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath. Definitely a bloodbath.
But we'll talk about that today. We're also going to talk about we're gonna slow slog into some politics, and I feel it taking that real hard turn. That I'm gonna fucking pull us out of it because I've diagnosed myself with a disorder. It's called anorexia. I'm like, no, that's an eating disorder. I definitely don't have that. Anorexia is the inability to worry. You are free from worry or care.
Right.
I super don't give a shit anymore. Like, period, like in life in general, like in all of these things, like I'm going to either be successful or I fucking don't care. Right? So, I don't worry about anything. So, with politics, I just fucking backseated that shit. All of my political satire shows and shit like that, I turned them off because fucking Donald Trump, 4 years of that, Jesus Christ. Like, my brain will melt. So I'm just going to stay completely oblivious of these next 4 years and just assume that when my healthcare goes up, it's because fucking Obamacare is gone. Right? So, if I feel it's taking that real hard turn, we'll just fucking break that bitch out of there.
Crank it right out of there. Just crank it on out.
We're going to talk about some of the shit that happened when I was in Jersey.
Okay.
Ton of shit. We'll try to keep the work shit to a minimum, but we did lose a member of the Bullet Club. But he was that fringe member, though. He was like that. We brought him in for a minute just to kind of test the waters. We were cool for a second, and then all of a sudden, that's the sound of us super kicking, by the way. Just everything that moves. So, we haven't talked about this.
What?
So, WrestleMania.
Oh, we didn't
talk about that. But, more importantly, Supercard of Honor. Because it was a way better show. It was. So, WrestleMania, I would give that, as far as all of the WrestleManias I've seen, which is a lot more than I probably should admit to. Like, Cam was there. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
He and
Did you talk to him afterwards?
Nah, but he and Mike were on TV with like their German team, so like all the guys in Germany watching WrestleMania saw one of those clip interviews. You know, like when we talk to English guys, same concept. Like they're like talk to the American guys like, here in Germany, most of us speak another language, so we're going to ask them in their native tongues and see if they're right. It's like, yeah, I like the Undertaker. He good at wrestling, and you're fucking. John Cena can't see me. You know, so that's probably what we look like. Because Cam was probably toasted, like just fucking wasted drunk. And if Mike wasn't, I'm ashamed of him. We're going to talk about some of the shit that went down. I have a fun parenting story that I'm going to share on air because I think it's actually worth like sharing on a filthy show.
Right.
It's do you ever have problems when somebody else vomits?
No, why?
Okay, so like you're immune to the vomit thing too, right?
Yeah.
I thought I was. Well, I didn't. I'll tell a story.
Did you straight 4 Christmases it?
No, but my kid did. So fuck it, we'll just do it now.
You 4 Christmases. Somebody 4 Christmases that drunk, didn't they? Like
so,
when the baby threw up on him and he was like,
So.
He was like,
I'm gonna tell. No, I'll tell it now. Why not? I'll just fucking tell it now.
Good.
So, my kid had eaten a bunch of shit all day, like bullshit, like fucking probably worst parent ever with the fucking shit I tried to get her fucking dad's around junk food though. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my blood sugar's got to be like 9,000. It's over 9,000. So about halfway through the day, she starts looking kind of like real depressed and mopey and shit. Mm-hmm. And she's like, my throat's closing. What? Like in the back of the car, just like all of a sudden, like, I can't breathe. And if she couldn't breathe, she couldn't talk. So I'm like, what is that? That's when I realized it's not choking. She's lurching, right? And so they were eating like McDonald's, like her and the 2 kids, like my ex-wife, the 2 kids. And I just fucking grabbed whatever bag they were eating out of, and I just stuck it under her face because the only like console that I could grab.
Right.
And she like fucking poltergeist vomited in that shit. I'm talking about if like she's maybe 50 pounds, right? It's like if I were throwing up in that bitch, like fucking 280 pounds of just and like so like one huge vomit. I'm like, wow, right? And then she goes, like a second one of equal volume, like, oh my god. And then a third one of maybe a little less. And now I'm realizing I'm holding like a half full bag of like McDonald's food, but it's puke. It's like one of the medium-sized bags, right? And so I like then look at we'll call her M for the story. I look at M and she's like, what? All I can smell is orange juice. I just make dead eye contact. Like, this bag's not gonna hold. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, it's so full of puke right now. Like, it's so much more full of puke right now. And so there was that point when like I was like, okay, I gotta find a plastic bag I can slide it into. Right? So we had just done some kid like clothes shopping and shit. So we had a plastic bag for the clothes shopping, and I went to go pull it up, and the fucking huge tear down the side of it, like, no. So then, it's at that point I had to make a philosophical choice with my life. Was I either going to let this bag literally turn to vomit dust and just fucking roll into the seats and like cushions and on the kids and shit, or do I tell them to pick their feet up and fucking pull that bitch forward and let it slop on the floor? 3 guesses which.
I think you moved the bag out of the way. Let it flop on the floor, didn't you?
That's exactly what I did. I just made a life choice, like a decision at that moment, like which one is shittier to clean up because I'm probably cleaning this up. It's not my shit floor. So as soon as the bag, like I'm not even talking about like 50%, like 40% of this bag gets off the seat, right? And I'm talking about like I'm like fucking like Lightning McQueen grabbing this bitch, like Master Yoshi has taught me the ways of fucking snatching quarters out of palms and shit. Like, I gotta move this shit, like, because I know it's not gonna like. At least if I can get it down low enough, it won't like just splosh everywhere. It'll just fucking kind of on the ground. So I'm like banking on that. Like I know this is a lot to go into the thought of puke, but like these are the actual literal thoughts and decisions I went forward on. Do I yank it or do I keep it? Do I yank it or do I keep it? Like that's like the checklist that's going through the brain hole at the moment. So I just pull it off, and it doesn't even make it 40%. It just fucking opens up and just everywhere, like fucking all in the back, like cloth area essentially. And she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "It didn't hold." So then we pulled over to a White Castle, was like the closest restaurant, and I fucking had to pull this mountainous amount of puke like out of the backseat of his car, and I have a really strong stomach. Like pick up dead rats, kill roaches and shit like that. I don't have a problem. Fucking seeing kid puke, kid shit, don't care. Like fucking doesn't bother me. Except this was such a large amount of it, so like the texture, like the napkins weren't strong enough to like. It was like the worst turkey gravy imaginable, and I had to like pull this shit up off the carpet. And there's a couple of times where I was like, no, we gotta hold it together. We can't do this. Fuck, man. So she comes out, kid's fine. I got like a surprising amount of it out of there. Like there's very little left, like as far as just the shit I couldn't just scrub out of the carpet. When we bought like the shit to wipe it off anyway later. But I'm like forearms in puke. Like the trash can where I threw the shit away was puke. And I'm just like, I need to wash my hands. So I go inside the restaurant, I go wash my hands, and I come out and I realize I'm staring at a White Castle menu, and we don't have any of them down here. And I used to eat at White Castle all the fucking time.
Right.
So here's my thing. Literally 5 minutes ago, I was lurching in the back of a car because of cleaning up puke, and White Castle smells suspiciously like puke, right? And the first thing I do is like, I'll take 8 cheese sliders. And I fucking was like, I could see her out of the corner of my eye, like lurching, gagging, and shit like that from the smell of that the White Castles like were kind of joining smells with the fucking puke. And I just ate 8 sliders, like no problem. Hey, snack. So that was within minutes of cleaning up kid puke. So that was my my discovery of the week. That's what I learned about myself, is that kid puke and. I would say I could wager maybe a ridiculous sum of it. What do you want, a bottle opener?
Yes.
Was gelatinous. I guess the term would be gelatinous. It was rough, man. It was a rough pile of puke. But it was funny though, because I don't get many of those moments. So
right.
Just kind of like, Jesus, man, does this happen all the time? Just like. Sometimes. This is not a sometimes occurrence for me. This is like a lifetime. Like fucking, that's the grossest shit I've ever done. I ate White Castle within minutes of cleaning up something that smelled exactly like it.
Oh.
So, you have anything interesting you learned about yourself this week? No, nothing?
No, not really.
Just, working your jobs?
Just been working, really.
I bet you, are you putting a lot of time at the church? Scaring the fucking seagulls away from the top of it?
Yeah.
Pigeons are...
Yeah.
Yo, all joking aside, Atlantic City has the fattest fucking pigeons I've ever seen. These things, I thought it was a pheasant for a second. Like, it was fucking huge. Like, just, like, the fattest, most... Do you remember, what was it? Animaniacs.
Yeah.
The boss pigeon.
Oh.
They were all like that.
No,
like,
fat.
but they were everywhere, like trying to fly and shit, but they're way too fat. Oh, man. I don't know why I thought of that just now, but it was... right... Like, that pigeon was fat as fuck.
A pigeon.
A pigeon. So...
Dude. What else did you do in Jersey?
So, I did see, my most hated thing, Jersey. But there was a game I saw at the Walmart. Here's something amazing I think that would be interesting to talk about. Their Walmart's more redneck than ours.
What?
I know that sounds funny, right?
How does that sound?
That's why I thought it was funny. Jersey, like fucking Barnegat, New Jersey, right? They're like super redneck there. like they like make a whole thing of it. Like everybody dresses in mossy oak or like real tree and fucking has a giant truck or a Jeep or something like that. And I do mean like everybody has one. So I was walking through the fucking Walmart there, and it's tiny and it's like shitty, and I hear like the radio is playing "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," which, if you didn't know, they is a song they do a laser light show because it's the Charlie Daniels Band, right?
Right.
Against Stone Mountain, which houses the largest physical structure showing a Confederate memorial imaginable. Like it's a Confederate. The Stone Mountain is a Confederate memorial, right? And this is the song that's played during the laser light show on that memorial. Wow. So, like, you don't think about it as a kid, because that's when I saw it. Like, the devil went down to Georgia, he was looking for soul to steal. Like, that's the most redneck shit I've ever heard, like, thinking back on the song. You know what song I'm talking about?
Oh, no, I know exactly what song you're talking about. Yeah.
I fucking...
They put that shit during the fucking Waterboy movie all the time.
But it's a joke. It's a satire to fucking...
Yeah.
You know, but they were playing it in their Walmart. Right? So... I started to discover a few things were different. I actually think that we are ahead on the map now, as far as the most redneck and ridiculous things I've seen in a long time.
Right.
It's still not number one. Number one is the guy who had the junkyard mountain topped with a toilet seat. It was an actual toilet. And they had the Confederate flag stuck up on a pole in the middle of this trash mountain. And he didn't get why I thought it was so funny. So, I don't know, man. A lot of, like, overt racial hatred and, like, weird shit going on in those, like, areas. It's kind of, so I'm like, man, fucking Elon's not so, but Greensboro's not so bad.
Right.
What else happened? Oh. Quincy, you love to fly, don't you?
Fuck no.
What do you find terrifying about flying?
One, being up in the air, goddammit, and no parachute.
I mean, you kind of get a parachute.
What you mean, kinda?
You kind of get a fucking... parachutes are made of... This is made of steel. And the parachute's mostly just the fucking plane careening out of the sky into the ground.
Exactly.
At like Mach 1.
It's over. It's over. You don't walk away from that.
Sometimes people do.
Who?
Fucking all those people on the Hudson.
Whatever, man.
Whatever, man. Do you hear that righteous sound of suck my dick?
No. Whatever, man.
You literally have a better chance.
A plane crashed and they could not fucking find it.
Yeah, but that was over like the fucking...
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it's a plane regardless. That
like,
motherfucker went down and they cannot find that. Till this day, they have not found that plane.
You're ridiculous. You're being ridiculous and unreasonable.
To this day, they have not found the plane.
You're being completely
unreasonable.
unreasonable.
Those people walked away from a plane crash. Okay. No. The motherfucker couldn't find that fucking plane.
Dude, I'm 31, and I can only count maybe 8 actual plane crashes that have happened during my lifetime.
This is probably true.
Right? You have a better chance of being fist fucked to death by a gorilla than you do of dying.
No,
yes.
No.
You have a better chance of being eaten by a hippopotamus than you do of dying on an aircraft. That's a legitimate fact.
This is bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
This is bullshit.
I'm telling you, it's not bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Dude, you have a better chance of being mauled by a hyena.
No, I don't.
Like those are real world problems. Like you're worried about this plane. Motherfuckers are walking to like fucking work and get mauled by hyenas and hippos and shit. Like just
you don't live in Africa.
But I'm telling you, like you have just as much a chance as that happening legitimately than you do of a plane crash.
No, whatever, bro. I refuse to believe that.
That's because you're being stubborn about it.
No, I refuse it. Yeah. Speaking of that, got out of that.
So I got something to ease your mind. Right?
How you gonna ease my mind about an airplane?
I'm gonna tell you about my really shitty experience.
On the airplane? Yeah, see?
I'm gonna dump some kerosene on this fire.
Look.
So I fly something like 10 times a year. Like I fly like for a work like a normal person I fly an extraordinary amount of time, like a year. And it's not like a fucking status quo thing. It's like it's literally the cheapest and easiest way to travel. It turns that stupid ass ridiculous. Let's say you want to go to Jersey from here, right?
Oh, this one take like 20 hours.
I mean, legitimately, like maybe 14, 15. Summertime about 15, 16 because of traffic and shit. It's a hour flight. A 1 hour flight. And so let me give you my itinerary of so I get dropped off at somewhere around like 10 o'clock in the morning to go catch my flight to go there, right? Mm-hmm. It takes me 8 minutes to get through customs, or to get through TSA. From the time I got there at 8 a.m. The time I walked in the door, because they can tell you take 2 hours, and I'm a stickler at that because I've seen it happen. Like, I've literally been in moments where I showed up like 2 hours early, and I maybe like got my flight by 3 or 4 minutes. Like, they were going to close the gate, and they knew I was in the line and held the gate for me, and I was 2 hours early. So, that's why I don't go to Newark. Ever. Like, don't ever voluntarily go to Newark. If you can avoid Newark on a map, like, not drive through it, drive around it. Newark is a shithole. And the airport is a testament to their leadership. So, 8 minutes. And I'm texting B-Roy the whole time because I just found out that he's dating somebody that we know. Mm-hmm. And so I'm messing with Moo and texting the whole time about how I can't find a bar in this airport at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I found one.
Oh.
And then I realized I was making a terrible parenting decision by showing up drunk. So I went and got a bagel instead. And I had this bagel and coffee in sadness, staring at the bar. Like, literally staring across at the bar, like eyeing down a bottle of gin. Just like, I'm going to be here for 2 fucking hours. What am I going to do? Right? So I fucked around and ran into this thing where... I'll get into that later. Anyway, so the flight... To come here, I got at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15 in the morning we showed up. It took me 15 minutes from walking in the door to get through the TSA. Fantastic experience. Like, the TSA experience in towns has gotten a lot better. As a year ago when I made this flight, it took a combined 6.5 hours to get through TSA. So whatever they're doing is working. Like, people don't notice that shit, but I just noticed that shit is fucking important. Like, the TSA usually blows, and they were handing out cards to people to see how fast it took you to get through line and shit. The searches were less invasive. Like, they were more like structured and good. Like, it was good, man. I was watching them cycle like in when I took out of Philly. I watched them cycle like maybe 100 people in like 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
It was fast, man. They were fucking cranking them out. They were doing a good job. So I was in the airport again for fucking 2 hours, and I figured I better not show up drunk to see my dad. He would have understood. But so I had a pizza or a breakfast pizza instead. A couple slices of that. It was pretty dope. So that was the good. The experience in the airport has dramatically improved. It's fantastic. I would still say stick to the 2 hours early because your flight might get fucked up, and like bad weather could fuck shit up too. But I'll tell you about the part that didn't go so good. So I was flying out of Frontier Air, and they were giving some fantastic pricing on plane tickets. Like, my plane ticket was like $135 round trip from RDU to Philly.
Oh shit!
And from Philly to RDU, like the round trip ticket was like $100. So, I never underestimate my ability to be cheap as fuck. And I for sure fucking bought that flight. And so, you're thinking like, you know, whatever, but they advertise the kind of plane they have, because apparently they buy the retired planes of other like airliners, and you fly out of those things. What? I said it right, you're looking at me right? And they fill it through full of like fucking military grade seating and shit like that. Like, it's an interesting experience. Like, the seats are smaller. Like, I was gigantic in this seat, right? And I'm sandwiched between this dweeb, right? And I don't say that lightly. Like, I'm a geek, you're a geek. We dig geeks and shit like that. Nerds are cool too, but dweebs, ooh, the predator comes out again. Like, hello, dweeb. And next to me was a lady dweeb, and she was reading her book or whatever. And she was like offended that I was large, So she was like trying to hunch over her seat, but she was like still making elbow contact. I'm like, the only thing that's touching you is the one thing you're stretching across the seat, lady. And here's the rules, right? Airplane etiquette. Jim Jeffries tells this joke. Everybody knows the rules on a plane, okay? And it's important that you know them too. If you get a window seat, you tuck your legs into your lane, and you can lean your head against the window or lean your whole body against that window side, right? If you're on the aisle side, right, you have that extra leg room from the aisle, right? And you can lean over to that side as well, which means that the middle seat always gets both armrests. It's airplane rules, okay? Like, and anybody who flies more than once knows the rules to making it an easy flight. Because nobody wants their fucking elbow digging into you the whole goddamn flight. Nobody wants any of that shit, right? Dweeb knew what was going on. He'd flown before. He came with a backpack. Like, fucking just showed up, fucking sat down like the rest of us, right? Anybody who travels more in an airport more than ever knows it's not a fucking big deal. Don't get all dressed up for it. Just fucking fly. And the more comfortable you dress, the better. Like, fucking, I pretty much wore this shit to the airport. Nobody gives a fuck what you look like. I've only ever picked up trim from an airport like twice, right? And it was because I got it on a plane. So it has absolutely nothing to do with what you wear to the airport. So these dudes who show up and they're like fucking Gucci everything, it's like, dude, you're trying too hard. And it's not going to happen anyway, because most of those chicks are tired and they just want to get on the fucking plane and go just like the rest of us. So you have a complete gender neutrality, right? Like, period. Like, everybody's the same. Different religion, nobody cares. Just don't get in my fucking elbow room, right? And people will coexist like they've never coexisted. Like, the most polite you'll ever see a human being is on an airplane, right? Because you have nowhere to go. You're fucking, 1,000 miles in the fucking sky or better, and fucking in a tin can with wings and fucking flying through the sky. You're gonna be a dickhead. It's gonna cause a massive problem, and nobody ever does it, ever. Like, ever. I've actually only ever seen a disgruntled person on a plane one time. And we're talking about maybe 100 flights.
What was he disgruntled for?
The first class accommodation. He was just loud. He wasn't doing anything. And somebody, I don't know who, from the fucking, like, coach side of things screamed, "Stop being a dickwad." And everybody laughed and he fucking shut up for the rest of the flight. With me. I would scream, "Don't be a dickwad." Yeah, it was parked on the taxi, man. Douche rules. So, I'm sitting here, and this chick's digging her elbow into my side because she's determined to keep this armrest.
Right.
Right? So, fuck her. Now it's a war, right? So, I do the one thing I know would piss her off more than anything. A fucking hipster chick with a book, what's going to piss her off? That I could bring mobily. Think about my devices. Think about the geekiest shit I do.
A DS.
I had my Nintendo DS, and I whipped out Pokemon, and I started playing Pokemon on the plane. You should have seen the dweeb light up. Right? Because he just wants to fucking have a conversation, and I'm not about that shit. Like, I'm just like, fucking keep my lane. I don't talk to people on the plane no more. I fucking literally, like, unless you're like a nice old lady, like, we ain't talking. Hot chick next to me, don't give a fuck, we ain't talking. A dweeb next to me, don't give a fuck, we ain't talking. Even if he did pull out a Nintendo Switch on the plane, start playing that shit. I was like, he was looking at my shit, I was looking at his shit, I was like, because I came in my Young Buck shirt, right? And my Carolina hat, the black one, and so I came onto the plane looking like I was a fucking crazy person, right? Like, and that shirt makes you look buff as shit, right? So the shirt made me look like way more defined than I really was because it's black and the Young Bucks hook you up. Kings of merch, right? So, too sweet. Fucking, like, we were, like, staring at each other's games and shit like that. Like, he was.
He had a Switch on the plane?
He had a Switch on the plane. And as soon as I'm talking about, as soon as I pulled out the DS and turned it on and he saw it was Pokemon, he dug right into his backpack and pulled out that Switch. Like, as soon as he saw I did it, he was like, "It's cool, you can do this on the plane." Which is cool, because now he's just going to do it. Like, if, like, a lot of people get, like, nervous about what people think of you on the plane or something like that. So I sat next to an actual Orthodox priest today. Right? And, like, when we were going to fly back, and we were doing the roll call and shit, and so the flight attendants started doing their normal shit, and I look at him real quick, because we're, like, bunched up together, because I got middle seat again, because cheap flight, And he took the end cap, but he had like a bunch of books, like his Bibles and shit with him and everything like that. Everybody knows I don't do the whole religion thing, but I'm respectful that you do, right?
Right.
So as soon as I start doing the stuff, I lean over to him, and this is a guy who, when we were in the terminal, I sat down near him, like on the floor, and I was listening to my headphones, and he got uncomfortable, got up and left, and went someplace else, right? So now he's stuck next to me, right? And so I lean over to the guy and I say, they're not starting like the takeoff stuff, are they? He's like, I think they are. It's like, dude, is there nobody else coming on this plane? Because if not, then I'll scoot over and give you your fucking book space back. He's like, I don't think there are any more people. I was like, let me do this. I'll move this way, and since the rows in front of us or behind us don't have anybody, set your books in the seat like you were before, and we'll see if nobody takes our like spots. He goes, all right, cool. And so nobody did, and then we just sat there and fist bumped and just ignored each other the rest of the flight. We didn't say goodbye. That's the kind of plane camaraderie you get out of people.
How many people got on the plane?
Like maybe 50. They were talking about maybe there was a chance, because we took off early and landed early, there was a chance that they were going to cancel our flight, fly it down early, and go pick up the other crew and see if they couldn't run another flight and drop another plane in. And then somebody brilliant in Frontier just decided, like, dude, they'll be 15 minutes early if they leave now. So they boarded the plane, and we were all there. So they took off fucking 15 minutes early. We had to wait like 5 minutes on the taxi for an extra like plane to fly. That was it. So we landed like a good 20 minutes early. And then when that happens, that's dope. Then there's sometimes you land like 10 hours late because you're like weather or whatever. And as long as you're cool with those rules when you fly, no big deal. Nobody cares. So the big scary part for you is the actual flying part of it. So the experience of the airport is fucking random, and it's totally fine. As long as you can be a man about it, you'll be fine. I've flown some pretty cool flights before. Like, internationally, flights are dope, right? Super comfortable. Like, you get your own spaces and shit like that sometimes. It's cool. Local flights can be kind of rough sometimes because the seating can be small or whatever. But the big things are that if you're flying cheaper flights, you're going to be on cheaper planes. So like United Air, JetBlue, Spirit Air, Frontier, you're going to get a lesser quality than if you fly Delta. Right? Delta will put you into a mailbox airport, but like fucking these places will go, like obscure places will be way cheaper. So people who travel a lot know they can book their flights to these cheap ass places. They're regionally located usually, and that's how it works. If I'm willing to drive to Myrtle Beach. If I'm willing to drive to Myrtle Beach, I can fly Spirit Air for like $80 round trip, bag included. Nobody cares. You could fly to RD, or you could fly to Newark or Philly, or sometimes AC. They fly to AC a lot too, which is an hour away from where I gotta go. You know, so it just is what it is. And the plane rides can be very smooth. Like my return trip, smooth as a cucumber. Fucking. For a cheap shit plane that we were on, I was on a wing side too, like looking out the window, like fucking shit rattling, which you forget happens when you fly, because it's been a minute since I sat in a window seat, or wasn't sleeping, so like watching the shit rattle and stuff, and you forget that's what happens on a plane, like it's normal, like that's built for that kind of wiggle, which is amazing, and like the guy, like he took off, fucking super clean, he landed. That was the most easy, beautiful landing I've ever been a part of, like, from this cheap shit aircraft. And then there was the takeoff flight. Now, this fucking rickshaw on wheels, alright, this rackety-ass motherfucker, this thing, when we took off, it rattled, like, the wings shook, like, fucking, and mid-flight was making creaking noises and shit, like,
oh, see?
I was like, people were like, oh, it's just plane noises. I'm like, nah, that's not plane noises, man, that's not normal at all. Like fucking, ooh. And then when we landed, because of the way the flight had gone, because there'd been a lot of turbulence, I went ahead and braced myself against the seat, and like the dweeb and the she-dweeb next to me were like, what are you doing? And when we landed, I'm like guaranteeing I'm the only person who didn't get whiplash when that shit landed. Like, blah, 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 like skipped and bounced and shit on the way down, like we were going way too fast on descent or some shit, like it was fucking newbie pilot's first day or some shit. So it was an interesting experience, man. It made me rethink about booking that second ticket with Frontier, to be honest. I mean, I will. I didn't die, so. But like I said, I've been on like 100 flights, and that's like one of the worst experiences I've ever had. And that's as bad as it got.
Still
what
fuck all
in
that.
the fuck is this? I've seen that guy before. He's on AAA all the time. We're watching Lucha Underground, of course, as always.
Look at this guy.
I'm into him, though, man. He's a total fagoon, and he loves it. The Carnival Queen. Carnival, I guess? Look at those fucking zebra mats on the outside of the ring. We borrowed these from the local karate studio. Mm-hmm. Hey, you fucked up bastard. Say something.
I'm in here, dude.
You ain't.
No, I'm in here. Fucking so, you hit me with a very interesting text.
I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, you hit me with a very interesting text.
Shoot it at me. What do you want?
I told you Ghost in the Shell was pretty decent before you left.
So I bought into.
I told you it was.
I bought in bed to the fanboy hype on that movie, and I did it a serious disservice.
I did too.
So precursor, I am a huge Ghost in the Shell fan from like the cartoons. Like I genuinely dig that show. I think the Major is probably the best female lead character I've seen ever done in a show like that, like an anime or something like that. I feel like she's probably the one. I'm honestly speaking, the one female protagonist that like I don't find to be forced. Like she's just genuinely such a badass at all times that you're like
kind of like.
You know how they try to spice up Wonder Woman to make her seem like way more badass with the sword and the shield and shit? Mm-hmm. Like it makes sense culturally, but that's not part of the original character.
Well, also kind of like Soul Eater.
Well, Soul Eater also had that male dependence. The male was in some way controlling how they were doing stuff. So it was trying to show equality, but it wasn't. The Major is the ultimate badass. There is nobody there that can beat her ass. They have a crew of dudes. It's her in charge of a crew of dudes, right? And the dudes are like super sniper from the war. Like they have to talk him down from killing folks and just injuring or taking out weapons and shit like that all the time. He's got a cybernetic eye. Helps him with his sniper shooting and shit like that. You have Bato. Bato's a baller. Bato's like the fucking super ranger. He's got like the night vision eyes and shit like that. In fact, when you meet him, he's called Bato the Sightless Eye. Yep. Or what's it? No, it's the Unblinking Eye. Bato the Unblinking Eye. Like that show has such like deep like I like Standalone Complex, and I like the movies, the series of movies they've come out with.
They come on a lot of Ghost in the Shell movies.
And they're all really good. They all have serious subject matter, plenty of action. You'd love the gun show in there if you don't watch them. Like if you don't watch them, you need to because you dig it the most. The guns are always accurate and like cool. Like the gunfights are real.
Ghost in the Shell. I watch Ghost in the Shell.
Even when they do the sci-fi shit, they still get the gunplay right.
Yeah.
So, and she's always the fucking, the bee's knees, man. She's always the fucking super killer.
She's a badass, bro.
But she's, like, so perfect with it. Like just the most, she somehow finds to be a way to be feminine and the most masculine person in the room at the same time. Just like, I don't think we should do this. Shut up, bitch. We're gonna do it. I think the Major is right. So my apprehension is that I heard that they made Scarlett Johansson Asian. I didn't care about that so much because I get robots can be any race. It doesn't matter. But I'm white, so I can suspend that disbelief because fucking white privilege. I'll take it. Cha-ching.
That's terrible. You're just going to cash that in,
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
I'm going to play that card. You know what? If I'm going to get blamed for it, I'm going to go ahead and use that every now and again. Cha-ching.
Just...
Jews. Go to the bank, tell them to withdraw some privilege. So, I didn't care about that, honestly, like, hardly at all. I did think it was weird, but then, like, I was, like, thinking, if she pulls it off, maybe, right? It was seriously dependent on that, because the fanboys roasted her, they roasted the storyline and everything like that. What did you think of the movie? Like, what were your favorite takeaways or minuses?
I think my favorite takeaway was the Scarlett Johansson part of it.
She was really good
because she did not play a bad major. I don't understand.
It was different.
It was a different her little spin on it, but I mean it worked.
Well, so. I think that was a lot of the script writing too, because they had to basically fill countless hours of fucking of storyline in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. You know, essentially showing the first anime in 2 hours.
Yes.
And with the anime, you get some liberties with like recording and stuff, and you honestly, the anime is kind of slow at parts, but you're watching it because the storyline in those are so different. It's weird to explain why anime is kick ass, and like live action movies can kind of not live up to those as well. Like I don't think we're ready for like an Akira live action.
Oh, we'll never see that.
But
they'll fuck it up.
We might.
They'll fuck it up in some way.
The thing is that
if they don't do an Akira live action, this is
they're in the works of trying to work out a script now. But here's the thing: there are two very different versions of Akiras. Okay, you've seen the anime, right?
Oh, of course.
What do you think of it?
It's probably the greatest anime of all time.
I would be hard pressed to disagree with that.
That was the first anime I ever seen.
Most people ever saw.
Yes.
Akira to me is one of the quintessentials. The reasons I got into anime is the first time I ever really took.
The reason I started watching anime was that
I didn't know they could be like real movies, like real serious kick-ass movies. And so what that inspired me to do was read the manga. Did you ever read the manga?
No.
So how long is Akira? It's pretty fucking bad.
Akira is almost 3 hours long.
It's an ass sprinter for an anime, right?
Yeah, it is. It's almost a 3 hour long movie.
Yeah, the manga is 4 volumes big as the fucking like a phone book. 4 volumes as big as a phone book.
And they mashed all that into a movie.
They did part of the story.
They did part of it.
In the manga, Akira is actually alive at certain points. Like the kid, Akira, the fucking test subject kid that was in slices and shit. He was actually alive at one point. They actually did destroy the city. There actually was a point, like in two, like, so the main character, Kaneda, right? The guy with the bike. He's in the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
In the manga, he's in the first volume and the last volume. The middle two, he's not in it at all. The main character, not in it at all. The U.S. tries to intervene at one point with chemical weapons and shit. Like, it's dope, man. Like, the spider tanks are in control of, like, fucking everything. Tetsuo is a fucking, like, the lord of this area for the longest time, and he uses Akira as a weapon. Like, it's a novel, essentially, of anime. And that shit is where, like, they condensed a lot of the serious subject matters and shit. But that was a hard-hitting manga, man. If anybody was to invest in, like, 'cause it took me probably a month to read that shit, like, in my free time. Like, it took like a book, like a big book, like, with pictures and, like, flipping through and shit. It was worth it, though, man. That was a kick-ass series. If you ever get a chance, check out the manga for Akira. It's wicked dope.
Oh, Jesus.
But, sidetracked.
Very.
She did a great job. It wasn't the same major, but it was very different, and it was different in positive ways, like trying to condense the emotion of that character that's built through, because she's a cyborg with a human brain.
Right.
Trying to condense the feelings of that character that slowly grows over several movies and like this, that, and the other, and tells a really important story of the first one. You know, and the villain, quote marks, in that movie, or in that show, and it was really, really well done. And the shot-for-shot mixes, where they tried to do the anime shots in the movie, were dope.
Yeah.
The homages were pretty good.
I like how, my man's car, the car that they always drive, those shits were fucking accurate.
Oh, you're talking about the floating cars and shit?
Yeah, them shits were fucking accurate.
I thought Bato was dead nuts.
Oh, Bato was...
Bato was good. I like that they did that classic Japanese actor for the chief.
Yeah.
I thought he was dope. I thought he was a really dope character because he was like way more masculine.
Did you watch it on the stick? How'd you watch it?
I watched it on the stick.
You watched it on the stick?
Yeah.
So it had like the subtitles.
Yeah,
I didn't know what he was saying, but it still worked.
No. My subtitle box was just big enough to where the Korean subtitles would show up, and the English ones would show up underneath it, like in the frame, so I could to read them all. Yeah, they updated the copy.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back.
But if you've ever seen the show, then you know exactly what he was saying. It's pretty much like he's always in support of the major, even if he's doing it covertly, you know. So those two characters were dead nuts. Like they were perfect. Like he even played it. He played it to the T, man. That was a great role. The captain or the chief, Bato was excellent. They changed up the regular cast of characters, but I didn't really notice. And I liked how they mixed in some diversity to that team. Togasa was pretty cool. They had another very popular Japanese guy play that role. He did a good job too. But the major was sensitive. She was tough. She was dedicated to doing the remasters of the scenes. I thought she did a great job. Scarlett did a great job. She it's getting shit on now, but that shit's gonna have Blade Runner notoriety sooner or later.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna introduce my kid to that movie. I'm gonna make her watch the anime first, but then I'm gonna have her watch that movie. That's a badass.
Yeah.
What else did you like?
Of the movie?
Yeah.
Fucking.
No, space. No, the movie.
Space? Oh no. Why don't Star Wars? Why in Star Wars don't they just eject?
Randy. What are you doing, man? Jesus Christ.
I don't know, space. No, I like the storyline actually. That was pretty cool. That she wasn't the first one that they tried to
I'm gonna backtrack to your joke. The Randy joke.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
So, man, Randy puts this shit online. He's watching the new Star Wars movie, or as we call it, Saving Private Star Wars.
Saving Private Star Wars.
With the Academy Award nominated and elected in our hearts, C-3P Negro.
We'll never forget you, dog.
Pour one out for the homie.
We'll never forget you.
Best droid ever.
Yes.
Why don't they have ejector seats in the X-Wings? But it was preempted with another one that he posted right before that. It was like something like, yeah, this Star Wars movie, everybody dies. I'm like, man, that's a fucking long time ago. Like, why are you posting that shit on Facebook right now?
You are hellaciously late right now. Hellaciously late.
So
a lot of Star Wars fans didn't like that movie.
I liked it.
I liked it.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
They said it was soft. I was like, what the
fuck? What was soft about it?
That was the hardest. That was the hardest Star Wars I've ever
younglings,
seen.
Man. They could have killed the younglings on screen. It might not have been as hardcore as Saving Private Star Wars. That movie was dope. I thought it was well done by Disney. It made me really want to see fucking The Last Jedi. Like, because that trailer was not exciting. Were you excited? Because you'd seen it before, right?
I wasn't. I mean, I think they could have done a lot better. As far as the teaser.
I just think everybody saw it already.
Did you notice that they moved Kylo Ren's scar?
I didn't.
You didn't notice that?
Care to look at his face that long?
They moved his scar.
Fucking hate that guy. Adam Driver's a good guy, but fucking...
That fucking character was just a fucking crybaby.
Trash.
I mean, I hope he gets a lot harder in
I like your deer hat. Hi, Prince Puma. I think so. Does he have the tattoos? He may not. Oh yeah, he does. I see him.
You see tattoos on this man?
I thought he did. No, I didn't. Who the fuck is that?
On that dude?
Senor Gigantic Nose. My man's nose is abnormally large for his face. And that mask ain't helping shit. Anyway, so anything you didn't like about the movie?
Some of the little animations and stuff that they cut to was kind of cheesy. I didn't like the what was it? The other robots, the the geishas.
Right.
That was kind of.
I thought they were dope. I did like the fucking henchmen though. With the fucking
henchmen were fucking cool because they had all these like robotic arms, crazy shit like that.
Like the fucking black mouths and the ideals, and it was pretty dope. I really liked the movie. I thought it was really well done, and I'm a fan of Ghost in the Shell, so I was pleased with it. Did make the point to you that Scarlett Johansson probably will never be able to reprise that role, but the good thing is that they can recast the Major as many times as they want to, because robot, but we had a reason to change her face this time. Blah.
Right.
But I do think it's going to get Blade Runner notoriety, which is cool because Blade Runner now is finally getting a sequel. I wouldn't say finally, but I would say it's getting a chance at a sequel. They have Ryan Gosling as the cop. I'm going to call it now. He's a replicant. He's a clone. I'm calling it.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's actually Harrison Ford's clone. Like replicant, yeah. Like the one they based after him. That was seriously Jersey.
That's crazy.
So, I don't know. I think it'll be good, man.
What, the new Blade Runner?
Yeah, it's got a chance.
Oh, it's definitely got a chance.
There's a chance to suck, too.
Yes, it does.
So, I'm gonna fuck with you real quick.
Man, we're gonna do these fucking crazy ass jelly beans.
Alright.
So, if I get something disgusting, I'm gonna be pissed.
Get pissed. So we're doing the Bean Boozled Challenge, right? Which is, I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube. Essentially, they're good ones and bad ones, and they're mixed together. And I'll read you off some of the flavors. Just a flavor, because I don't want to read you all the flavors, so you have a chance to guess at what you got. So we have coconut, buttered popcorn, peach, juicy pear, and tutti frutti, which can also be spoiled milk, rotten egg, barf, booger, and stinky socks. Oh no, there's a spinner with it? You are so fucked. Let's smell it. It smells weird. Oh, they got the instructions on the inside? Fucking brilliant. Alright. Since this is my terrible idea, I'm going to spin the Wheel of Doom here.
The Wheel of Doom. If it's green, it's probably booger.
What is it? Juicy pear or booger? What's it look like? It's got the specs on it. I think that's booger. It's pretty foul. That's definitely booger.
It's like that.
It's like that. Holy shit, that was terrible. Oh.
It's like that.
Oh, it's in my mouth. It totally tastes like booger now. Holy shit. No, it's horrible.
Oh my god, I can't do this. This is disgusting.
You have to spin the wheel, you bitch. There you go.
Toothpaste. It's one of these blues.
Or berry blue. Yeah, that's the only one that looks like that. Toothpaste won't be so bad. What'd you get?
Toothpaste.
How is it?
Minty.
Minty. It's not booger
it
either.
Tastes like toothpaste.
Oh my god, that shit tastes so bad. Oh.
You got booger?
Yeah, I got booger. It was bad, man. It was not good. Oh shit.
I thought I was gonna get dead fish for a second.
It's more like on. I think it's more on the
That's on red.
Yeah. Lime or lawn clippings.
Is that it?
I think it's lime. Yeah, I don't taste lawn clippings in that at all.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
Moldy cheese.
Ooh. Or what could it be? What could it be? Oh, or caramel corn. Oh, man. Oh. Oh no, you got the moldy cheese.
Oh.
So I can't take a chew. Oh no. What did that taste like?
Oh. It tastes like fucking moldy ass cheese.
Oh, this is so fucked. Oh no.
Oh.
I don't know, is that red or black?
Ooh. Ooh.
Is that red or black?
Black.
Fuck, I got the same thing.
Moldy cheese?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. I ain't eating all them jelly beans, dog.
I don't want... No, which one is lighter?
No, it's the one with the yellow shit.
Yeah, it's got yellow shit in it. No, that might be... I don't know. Man up.
Man, takes that moldy cheese.
Buttered popcorn.
Oh.
Here you go, bud. That was actually pretty good. So, just like buttered popcorn. What do you get?
Booger or juicy pear?
Oh no.
Which one with the spots?
You have a better chance now because I've already had a booger.
What is it, one of these? Oh no, one of these. Yep.
That could be juicy pear.
Juicy pear.
Oh, I see you. Oh, fuck this. I'm gonna take an omission real quick. I am gonna take a swirl of this vodka.
Ooh.
That clears my palate.
Stinky socks are tutti frutti.
All right. Oh man, strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
I ain't trying to get this barf. That's what I ain't trying to get. Ooh, this is gonna be nasty. Ooh.
All right, man. It's dead fish. Hold on, I gotta chew it. Oh. That might be barf. I think that's barf. That's totally barf.
Is that barf?
That's barf. Oh. This is my teeth. Oh my god, it's like I just barfed. Oh my Jesus Christ.
That's disgusting.
Oh. Oh, it's so bad. Oh. That's what my breath smells like. Oh. It's still in my mouth. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh,
which
God,
one did you get, dude?
Dude, I accidentally got the fucking barf one. I thought I was picking the right one.
Dead fish is like this.
Why don't you do the dead fish?
Dead fish is like this, dude.
Do that one.
No, fuck no, I ain't doing that. Almost been. Oh, what does it say?
Lime or grass clippings.
Lime or grass clippings, huh?
Oh. Oh. Still tastes like barf. I might be barfing. I don't know. Oh my god.
It's grass clippings, but
not bad. Oh my Christ. That is coconut or spoiled milk.
Oh, that's gonna be disgusting. Oh man, I hope you get coconut. I hope you get coconut.
I can't do it. Holy shit. Holy shit, is that bad? Oh my god.
That's so.
Oh, I can't. I'm so glad I didn't chew that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
It stinks.
Oh.
It just tastes like ass, bro. What does it taste like?
Oh, it tastes like fucking spoiled milk. Exactly like spoiled milk. Oh. It changed. I took the booger out of my mouth. Fuck, man. Oh. I think the bright ones are red herrings.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Stinky socks or Tutti Frutti?
That might be better than what I got the last 2 times. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
It's Tutti Frutti, isn't it? If it doesn't taste like Tutti Frutti, it's the socks. What does it taste like?
Tutti Frutti.
Oh, you fuck. Alright, let's do this shit. Do you want me to take another? I already tried. Well, I haven't had a bad one yet.
What is it?
The moldy cheese and caramel corn.
Whoa.
I kind of wanted to do one that's not been done yet. Let me do the canned dog food.
Okay.
Chocolate pudding, yeah.
Chocolate pudding.
I'm gonna save some of those, dude. We're gonna play that again. Thank God for the caramel pudding. Jesus Christ.
Dead fish or strawberry?
Zero fair.
I think this is it. Yeah.
Smoothie or fish? Is it the dead fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. You're getting fucked up. It's in your mouth now. It's in your mouth now. Yes.
Ugh.
Savor the flavor.
Oh. Like, you can just take, like, you could, like, once it got a little bit of saliva on it, and you could just feel the fish slide in your mouth. I was like,
What haven't I tried yet? Tutti Frutti, I guess? I haven't tried. Is there any more of these in here?
What? Yeah. The multicolored ones.
Yeah, no, but then there's is that one right there?
You have one in your hand.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm trying to see if there's more. Yeah, there is more. Alright.
What was that? Dirty socks?
Yeah, probably.
Tutti Frutti.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
That's how I got when I ate it. I was like, I don't know what this is, dirty socks or...
I don't think it's as fucked up as what the other ones are.
That dead fish was fucked up. Huh. I don't want the barf. And I definitely ain't fucking with that
Dude,
spoiled
I
milk.
think you gotta try the barf.
Nah.
Which one haven't I tried yet?
Nah, because I'll throw up. It's going all over the place.
Dude, try it.
It's going...
Take a roll. Take a gamble.
Roll this or just...
No, I'm saying it's like go pick out a barf one. It's awful. That and spoiled milk is pretty bad. Oh no, he got it.
Whoa.
Spit it out quick. No. Yeah, he's tapping. He's tapping. Holy fuck, man.
I almost threw up. I told you.
One more.
That was so nasty.
I took it. That worked out. That worked out. It tastes just like Listerine. Alright, you can try.
Yeah, I want one of those. I need some toothpaste.
You almost did lose it though. It was pretty fucking funny.
I told you.
Was it toothpaste?
Yo.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
That shit is fucked up. I love it.
Man, I'm telling y'all, man. Those barf ones taste
might take these to work.
Did you see that?
Oh man, you were about to blow.
I was gonna blow chunks. I really thought I was gonna blow chunks. That was disgusting.
Dude, I thought it was fucking amazing. I was like fucking... Oh my god, man.
I'm never doing that again.
Yes, you are. You're gonna do it for sure.
No.
I'm gonna make you spill the wheel. Every time you fuck up at work, I'm gonna give you the spill the wheel of destiny.
No.
That's it now. No more write-ups. Wheel of destiny.
Get the wheel of destiny. Get some of these jelly beans.
It's only gonna be fucking
Get you some
white
of these.
ones, white ones barf.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you.
Quincy, you can eat this write-up, or you could take this wheel of destiny. Man, I'll take the write-up. I think you're taking the wheel of destiny. Nah, man, just write me up, please. No. Wheel of destiny. Oh man, that shit was foul. That barf one tasted exactly
that
like
barf
barf.
one is just, that's unbearable, bro. That's unbearable.
The barf one is what made me skittish.
As soon as the taste hit, like, oh, and
it's
I
like
could
in the back
feel
of
it,
my throat.
I could feel it in my stomach. It was just like, I could feel it. It was like, yo, you want to throw up right now.
You fucked up.
Hey, if you're anorexic, just pop one of those. It'll
Oh my
make you
god.
throw up.
Hold on. Oh.
God.
Dude. Oh.
What's up?
That shit was foul. It's fun though. You loved it.
No, fuck that, man.
I'm still there. You fucking.
Oh, you're still.
That's fucking. I can taste it in the back of my throat.
Ew.
Like I chewed onto that way longer than you did. Oh man, it was foul. I was like that's what made me skittish. The spoiled milk. Like as soon as I taste the spoiled milk, I'm like, I can't have that in my mouth. Like they can't live there. Sassy style.
I mean, it was still in my mouth when I was about to blow chunks, man. That shit was disgusting.
Jesus Christ.
And I thought the moldy cheese was bad.
I thought it was fun though. Even as shitty as it was. So.
Are we gonna live through that? Like,
I don't know.
God.
It's fun.
That shit was
I'm
crazy.
so glad I brought that shit.
Ugh.
I saw it in the store and I was just like, oh no.
Oh, Bean Boozled.
She's like, hey, did you ever hear of Bean Boozled? I'm like, give me a copy. She's like, they have a ton of them over there. I'm like, I almost bought more than one. It was like at Five Below.
How much are they?
It was like $3. Like, it wasn't much at all. For a fucked up game like that. Oh my god.
I'd be like, y'all can Bean Boozle for it.
Use it as a form of punishment.
Yep.
Like negotiation. Who wants weekend off? Bean Boozle.
Oh, you want this week off?
Dare to take a wager on the dial? Actually, I think we're doing that for each vacation day requested. Oh, you'd like a vacation day, would you? Oh.
Being boozled. Being boozled.
So,
take a spin at the wheel.
God, this is fucked up.
Oh, it's still in your mouth?
I'm fucking just trying to swill it out with vodka. Burn it out of my mouth. Jesus Christ.
I had to get that out of my mouth, man.
How you feeling?
What, right now?
Yeah.
Feeling good.
How good?
Pretty good.
I feel pretty good. But, I feel like we should talk about one more thing. Take a beer run. Because the beer run is to the kitchen through the pantheon of dogs. Mm-hmm. They'll be pissy. Oh. Oh, you gotta take a sniff.
No, I'm not taking a sniff.
Oh, it's so bad.
No, I'm not taking a
I'm
sniff.
using a beer bottle. Oh my god. Oh
I'm
my
not taking
god.
a sniff of that.
Oh my god. The bottle smells so bad. Dude, raccoon this.
No.
Dude, this is so terrible. You gotta try it.
Dude, throw that shit away. I'm not, no. I'm telling you, my stomach is weak right now.
You're not fun. Go ahead and sign in with your thing now. Alright.
Hold on.
Oh. Play as a goose. So what we're going to do for you guys, because we're already fucked up, we're going to go ahead and break from the script, and we're going to play some of our season from the universe of WWE 2K17. I'm going to show you the guys I've been working on, by the way.
What have you been working on?
A cruiserweight tag team, and then a monster. I have a monster guy. I'm having you build a monster guy. And then we're going to have him in the pool so that every once in a while you have to wrestle the monster team.
Oh, shit.
So, how long have we been playing this? It's been a minute now.
It's been a couple months.
We started out with the Bullet Club. We decided to make our guys Bullet Club guys because I'm a huge mark for the Bullet Club and the Elite and Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. I have a Young Bucks shirt. I'm wearing a Bullet Club hat right now. Which every time we play online I'm wearing, by the way.
Oh, really?
I'm a mark, yeah. Fucking
Bullet Club hat.
It's dope, man. I dig it. I think it came out really well for the quality, too.
Yeah, it didn't come out bad at all.
That's the underside of it. They stitched that, man. That shit looks good. Alright. We might have to skip through some shit, but I'll show you these guys real quick. Mm-hmm. So,
Who you been working on? Who was it?
I'll show you.
Oh,
Here it is. This is El Bastardo Magnifico. He's my Rey Mysterio size guy, or what my actual height is in real life.
oh really?
That's what he looks like. And then, there's entrance gear.
That's pretty badass.
So, we got that going on for us.